Many of you have probably heard that we are bringing in some showing scheduling software. We're probably looking at maybe a Q2 time frame. It's a little squishy there as we're putting the plans together. But we realized that we needed to bring something in from some of our partner MLSs and not wait until we had our scheduling stuff all together. And so what you've probably seen recently in Matrix is you may have seen in the showing information area of the listing, sometimes you might see something that's the URL, and it'll say something along the lines of schedule show, and it'll have a URL. That URL is coming from, we're starting with the 3 in the East Bay, so Bay East, Contra Costa Bridge, MLS, and then eventually we'll have that filled in from the Rapatoni MLSs, San Francisco, Berries, and MetroList. So what you'll see there right now is if a listing agent, maybe they're using Calendarly and they're using that to do the scheduling, then they've put that into the listing in the East Bay system, and we will bring that over and map it into this field that you'll see in the showing instructions. They're currently not making the URL available for showing time, but they are for other products. And as soon as they make their showing time URL available, we'll include that as well. As I mentioned, we didn't want to wait and put this in all the way into Q2 when we have our own showing scheduling tool in place. So we went ahead and did this right away so that if you're representing a buyer and they have a URL there, you can click on it and go right in. Now, I did mention our own showing tools, and so our scheduling tools, and so we are working on that. You've probably seen another video from me in the past around what we call our MLS aligned partners, and so we will have an aligned showing tool, and we just got our data connected into it. It's in a sandbox, and we're just starting to take our first looks at it right now, and we're doing some testing on that. It'll, as I mentioned, it'll probably be available in the second quarter of this year. And listing agents would have the option of being able to go into aligned showings and say, hey, this house is available to be shown, and you can pick schedules on these days and these times. And then buyer agents would see that in Matrix, and they'd be able to click on it, and they'd be able to go into the aligned aligned showings tools, and then pick times that they want. And it'll have all of the regular features that a scheduling tool would have. There'll be agents that listing agents that want to just say, pick a time and automatically approve it. There'll be others that say, wait a minute, I need to talk to the seller who's living there and approve that beforehand. So there's a lot of features that this tools has, and that's why we're getting into it and having staff just test that, as well as prepare all the communications and training for that. And that's why it's a little bit later in the year when it comes out in Q2. But we didn't want to wait for that to get you the ability to see the URL, if there is one, from listing agents coming from the other MLSs. And so that's what this Minute with Dave is about, the URL that you'll see in Matrix coming from the other MLSs. Thanks.
Make sure to check out our Pro Support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.